Okay, hello class. Have you ever wondered if you could actually print a 3D model? Maybe not if you're thinking about a printer that just prints words and images and just paper. But there's actually a technology that's the 3D printer where you can actually print 3D models. And that'll be my topic for today. So why is it important to talk about this 3D printing? It is important for the audience to know about this because it is a good example to show the evolution of how humans have grown through the evolution of technology. And which is why the main idea of this is the growth of humans through technology and the benefits of 3D printing, which I will be going over about with three main points. The first topic will be about the history of 3D printing. Then the second topic will be about the benefit, and not benefits, how 3D printing works. Then the third and final point shall be how the benefits of 3D printing. So after going through that, I shall now go over to my first point, which is the history. According to Tom Walker of cartridgesave.co.uk, he wrote an article in March 19, 2008 that talks about the history of the technology of printing. The list was a lot of technology of printing that I had to pick a few of them because there were too much. So here are some examples. One of the most serious kinds of printing back then was wood block printing, which is pretty explainable itself, where you just have a piece of wood and carve words or images with a knife in 280. Fast forward to the 19th century and we got the rotary press, where we insert ink into a cylinder tube where it'll print ink into big rolls of paper. Then going forward to the 20th century, we have the laser printer and inkjet printer, which is pretty much the printers we have now, except we have the more updated versions compared to those right in 1969 and 1976. And now going to the main topic is the 3D printer, which started in 1984. And the father of 3D printing was Charles Hall, as he created the blueprint for 3D printing. He made the idea of stereolithography in 1984, which is the idea to build from layer to layer. Then in 1992, with that blueprint, they were able to build their first 3D printer. Although during that time, resources were kind of short, and thus also prices were pretty high, we didn't got many 3D printers until 2006 and more as we started making more. And prices were also low to possibly around like $500 now as it's lowest. And now, after going over the history and how humanity has gone from a piece of wood to like printers and 3D printing, it shows how far have we gotten from there. Now we'll go over how 3D printing works if you're wondering how it goes. Okay. According to Cecile Gonzalez, a science journalist in National Science Foundation, she wrote an article in December 3, 2013 about how 3D printing works, where she said the main concept of it is additive manufacturing, which is building upon layer to layer, which is the same thing as Charles Hall's stereolithography. This is the opposite of subtractive manufacturing, which is where you get a big source, let's just say wood or a chunk of wood. You just get a chunk of wood, put it down, and start carving your way into it just to make a piece of pencil or something. But with additive manufacturing, you don't waste resources like that. Instead of wasting that, you build from layer to layer. As here, it starts from the bottom and it'll go up. But that's just the main idea of 3D printing. Now I'll go over like the main process of it. 3D printing is like highly customizable. You can select materials to print out of, such as plastics, bronze, or steel, just to name a few. And you can also choose types of lasers to make it depend how hard or soft it is. And of course the 3D printer. Then the next process of that, which could be possibly the hardest part of it, is knowing how to make a 3D model. Making a 3D model could be hard as you need experience with 3D programming. And after you're done with the model, you go straight to you send the data to the printer and it will self-print it. Here are some examples of it. As you can see here, you can make shoes with it. And a person actually made a replica of New York City. And you can see here the programming of 3D printing. You can see someone made a model of Mario, and here's the process of it printing it, going from up to down, and then down to up. Okay. After going over how it works, I will now go over the benefits of 3D printing. According to in an interview in Help Biz Decoded with Marcus Fromhurst, Chief Innovation Officer in Healthcare, Fromhurst stated in July 19, 2013, that 3D printing has the potential to print human tissues, prosthetics, and medical devices. This is a good benefit. As you can see, it's very beneficial to the medical field. This could give people back arms they have lost, or even help save someone. Other benefits about 3D printing is that it could be a hobby. You could like print cool or artistic looking models and possibly even start a business with them by selling them. And also the other hobby about it is that you can print parts of a bigger project. An example could be like a car, right? You can build parts of a car from a 3D model. And here are some of the benefits of them. Here you can see someone printed a replacement for a jaw, as you can see. And to the right here, someone printed parts of cars with just a 3D printer, as you can see over here. And also someone also made a prosthetic leg. After going through the benefits, I will now conclude this topic that 3D printing, the main point of 3D printing is that it has so much benefits, and that it could shows the evolution of mankind through the growth of technology. And from that, because I reviewed through the history, the process of how it works, and the benefits. And with that knowledge, I hope for you to know that the future we have a bright future, because we have so much technology coming out that 3D printing is just one of them, and we could have so many more in the future that it could help us no matter what. That's all.